Before we get started, a moment of silence for the legendary James Earl Jones, who passed away at age 93. Long live the voice of Darth Vader and the voice of many other characters, but he was also such an influence, not just in acting, but in life. Rest in peace, brother, and rest in power. This one's for you, Darth Vader. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
The dog is back.
Yes, sir!
Good morning. Welcome to the, how do I say this eloquently?
The fact that Jets got their ass kicked Tuesday?
Yeah, that. Victory Tuesday. That's the term I'm looking for.
There's that, too.
To this Victory Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We are presented in part by SeatGeek. Hey, football is here, and you know you want to see your favorite team. Go to SeatGeek.com, pick your event, as the events are scaled. The tickets are scaled on a 1 to 10 basis, with 10 being the best seats, 1 being the worst seats. Use the code Snowman Multimedia, and you will get $20 off of your first order. That's SeatGeek.com. SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Speaking of fans, how about those 49ers last night?
They're at it again.
Yeah.
As usual.
As usual.
Little ring rust.
Yeah,
But-
they had a little ring rust in the first quarter.
But they came back.
Yeah,
striking
they
and-
howled it back in the
Ugh.
last quarters. Like,
It
forget
got
about
ugly. It got ugly at one point.
And
it was a,
fast.
it was a mugging.
It got ugly quick.
Yeah, it did.
I have to admit something. As a fan, I was a little worried when the announcement came down right before kickoff that CMC would not be active. But then after a few minutes and I knew Jordan Mason would be getting the start, and that's the star of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Mason, period, was the star of the game with 28 carries, 147 yards plus a touchdown.
You also can't deny the fact that defense held up too, because you guys limited the Jets to what, 70-odd rushing yards?
Yeah,
if that.
Defense was cooking, man. I got a chance to watch the alternate for play-by-play, and I literally just said Snowman is lying, because every time he said, "Well, there's a chance they could come back," I'm like, really?
That was something Victor wanted to say, but we can't say it here. But yeah, true.
I said no offense to Ryan McCarthy, but it's the Jets.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I wonder how Espresso McCoffee is feeling this morning.
Fighting mad.
Like he's gonna need a little Irish in the coffee to deal with that butt whooping he took last night.
He's fighting mad.
But but after the first quarter, even middle of the first quarter, when the Niners were starting the touchdown drive to regain the lead, the drive that led into a field goal, and then the subsequent drive after that led to a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
it was done.
It was over. Once they got the lead, they didn't stop.
No.
Which has been the hallmark of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
And let's admit it, Brock didn't exactly have the game of his life last night.
He didn't have the game of the year, but that's good. That's going to happen.
No, everything that came out of it was the defense stood up. You know, yeah, you guys didn't have CMC going, but the fact that you had
we still ran for over 200 yards.
Yeah, you had Jordan Mason go off for $147. Debo went off for 23 in his carries. Brock even got in on the action for an 11-yard scamper. So, I mean, right there, it just shows that San Fran is the all-around team right now. Brock didn't have the game of his life. The field goals came in is what kept you guys ahead of things, and the defense stood on its head.
And the Niners didn't need Brock Purdy to have an all-out game.
No.
I mean, when you can turn and hand the ball to Jordan Mason 28 times.
I mean, let's look for the numbers perspective. Brock was 19-29 for 231 yards. No touches, no picks. But again, when you have a team as stacked, this is why I said that the window for other NFL teams is closed. Because when you have a team that is stacked,
I remember you saying that. And he said that last night in the chat.
Yes,
during the play-by-play.
We have a team that's stacked with the 49ers. You don't need Brock to go, 24 of 35 for 275 yards and 3 TDs. As long as he's not turning the ball over, you have a chance of winning.
Yep, exactly. 19 of 29 for 231. Didn't throw a touch, didn't throw a pick. The QBR is what everybody's going to be looking at, including the now retired Skip Bayless. QBR 83.9. That's going to grow. Last night, the Niners had 36 carries for 180 yards on the ground, 4.7 rushing average with 2 rushing touchdowns, one by Debo and one by Mason.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood turned to a slum real quick.
And fast.
13-21, 167 yards, 1 touch, and a pick.
Here's what else I noticed.
But I will say this: it's good to see that he went through a full game.
It is.
It's good that he went through a full game.
Well, about as full as it was until he got replaced at the end of it.
Yeah, but at least he's not carried off. He's not, limping.
He got through it until late in the game when Robert Saleh saw the game was out of hand and he pulled Rodgers for Tyrod Taylor. That's just to conserve Rodgers.
Yeah, and honestly,
that's just to conserve Rodgers.
This is now Aaron's first full game with the Jets. So this could only help him get his chemistry with the team.
Right.
Yeah, first full game in what they say 20 months. Yeesh.
Yeah. But them Niners though.
Yep, that's all it is.
Once they ran away, I'm like, this is over.
Yep.
The Niners
great? You know what's great? Brock Purdy's uniform was kept clean last night.
Yeah, that line stood up. That line
That
stood up.
was kept. That uniform was kept clean last night.
That front seven stood on their head.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give it to him, man, and that's going to really help out later on in the season because
Yep.
so long as they keep Brock Purdy upright, Brock Purdy can make throws.
You know what? I have a wild prediction for Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not going to be necessary, but I have a feeling they may try this just to piss everybody off in the NFL that still doubts Brock Purdy, and I'll get to that next segment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
What do you think people would say if Purdy throws for $5,000?
Ooh,
I know it's a lofty goal.
it's a very lofty goal.
Look.
It's about as lofty as the Jedi thing, and they could end up doing something with Lord Vader. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shout to James Earl Jones and the folks at Star Wars.
Before we go further, I want to ask a question, and I want you guys. I'll ask a question and ask in the chat as well. What was your favorite James Earl Jones movie?
Oh, I've got a handful of them.
Oh man!
All right, and I noticed that our friend Jen is here. I was actually in her chat when the news broke of James's passing,
Mm-hmm.
and
I saw it yesterday.
obviously going through the childhood memories. We're talking about Lion King with Mufasa. For me, Star Wars, Lord Vader.
Yeah.
Let's not forget Mr. Myrtle in The Sandlot.
Mm-hmm.
And and who was it? Terrence Mann in Field of Dreams.
There you go.
Yeah,
I love it. For me, it's got to be Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That's an all-timer. That's the Mount Rushmore.
It's got to be Darth Vader. That
It's Mount
hooked
Rushmore.
me into it hooked me into James Earl Jones, and that baritone voice, you know, just made me practice a lot on everything that I'm doing.
For me,
Speaking of what I'm doing, hey, James Earl Jones, this is for you. Now, who doesn't recognize that?
The Imperial March.
Right?
yes.
Who doesn't recognize that?
The umpire is walking to the field.
Yep. When Vic and I were at Ho Chunk, let me stop this a minute. When Vic and I worked at Ho Chunk, we worked there 7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, 7 years. Victor and I worked 7 years together at Ho Chunk. The umpires came to me with a request because I alternated between that theme you just heard, the Imperial Death March, and the Peter Gunn theme from the Blues Brothers.
Yep.
They came to me and they said, we have one request. Hit me. We want you to play the Imperial Death March when we come out because we're mostly going to be wearing black all summer. You like that one? Yeah. You're on. Damn. So I had a clip that mixed in James Earl Jones's voice and that breathing. So when I see the umpires come out, they hear that, and the kids would get hyped too.
Yep.
The kids would get hyped. The parents would get hyped, and they're like, "Uh-oh, time for business."
They knew the game's about to start. They knew the game's about to start.
Like, time for business.
Now, for me, my favorite James Earl Jones movie is actually kind of obscure for most people.
Okay.
Does the movie Best of the Best mean anything to you guys?
Yes.
Actually, it does. Yes.
James Earl Jones as Coach Frank Cuso.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Look at Genevieve's comment. Let's go to the Fanatics feedback zone. How about this? When James made an appearance on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I totally remember that.
Yeah.
I totally remember that.
That episode literally aired probably about 2 weeks ago up here.
Yeah.
As part of a rerun set.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you gotta talk about the King from Coming to America.
Oh God. He rocked that role.
With that giant lion on
that
his back.
Big ass lion across his back. He rocked that role.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He rocked it.
He rocked every role.
He rocked it. King Joffrey Joffer was the name.
King Joffrey, that's his name.
He rocked that role.
Mr.
Okay?
Myrtle in the Sandlot for him was just, it was subdued because he had to play blind, obviously.
Right.
But he was so subdued about it, but yet again so powerful about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I love Best of the Best so much is there's this one line of his that I totally enjoy. Well, actually, two lines. One was when he was talking to his team saying, a team is not a team if you don't give a darn about one another.
That's us.
Yes.
That's us.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you guys, just thinking about that line,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you guys that my crew that I have built over the past 11 years and the crew that I have now for season 11 have been awesome to me because they are so intimate and well knowledged about my health concerns and about my health situation, period.
Mm-hmm.
Being disabled, being at home, and being emotional as all get out. I mean, Shane would just echo my wife's words in my head and say, breathe, man, breathe. Especially last Tuesday when my set crashed and then I crashed. I have since talked with my wife about it. I have since talked with my daughter about it. And I felt so bad because I promised my children that I wouldn't freak out in front of them. Yet, my family knows that I'm pushing everything down as best I can to be there for them.
Right.
You know? So if you don't give a darn about one another, a team is not a team.
Yep. And the other one was when he was talking with one of the trainers, and he says, now if those boys give their all and fail, then I'm proud of them either way.
Yep.
But if they don't give their all, and if I don't give them mine, that is my failure and my disgrace.
I can identify with that too.
Bruh, I said that's Snowman to a T.
Yeah, it is.
That's Snowman to a T.
Listen, 11 years ago, I started this show off of a crazy idea while living with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I literally would wake up, put the headphones on, hold the microphone, stream the show, audio, and then unplug and go back to bed.
Right.
Then I wake up and escape out of the house and go to Starbucks for the rest of the day.
Right. But that's the beauty of it. And that's the crazy about one actor having so much power with a range of different characters. I mean, from Bleeding Gums Murphy and all the other
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Having all those different type of ways that you can just make a character. And you're just like, man.
93 years young when he left us yesterday.
Let's not forget, he also was the man who gave us the opening for CNN.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
You know, I've been trying to find those clips because CNN came to life in 1982. And I know I'm dating myself, but what the hell? CNN came to life in 1982, and it was his voice that would introduce everything, any and everything about CNN. When they go to a break, when they come back from a break, everything. Everything.
Of course, you got to bring up Mufasa because, as Shane said, that's everybody's childhood.
Jeez. That's me. Okay? That's me. I love Mufasa.
Yes.
And Mufasa protects his family.
I mean, again, it's just that booming voice, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people said, like, someone who has, like, the most memorable voice. And I always go with J.E.J. Some people say Morgan Freeman, which I understand. Morgan Freeman does have a really
man, Morgan Freeman is so close to the top, but James Earl Jones is at the top of the mountain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones is at the top of the mountain. Speaking of the top of the mountain, Chiefs and 49ers win. Chiefs open the season week 1 with a win, and the 49ers close week 1 with a win. 32-19, the final over the Jets, as the Jets begin their 0-17 campaign. And I'm kidding when I say that.
McCarthy's gonna come in here and start whooping that ass.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
He's gonna clap me upside the head for that one. I know he is. I know he is. Dear Ryan McCarthy, I love you, but how about those 49ers?
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
You actually got it. You actually got it.
That's a shot at me, but I love it anyway.
Cole
my
delivered
God, yes.
Cole delivered that masterpiece to me.
Yes.
And yesterday I wore the hell out of it.
You sure did.
Yes.
I wore the hell out of it, and I'm gonna do it again. I already told Cole I'm gonna wear the hell out of this.
Yes.
I'm going to wear the hell out of this.
Oh.
This has been
Yeah.
Especially when we take a trip.
Yes, indeed.
And he came up with that one too. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll turn our attention to the WNBA. And I have a bold statement about a certain team. Back after this.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I better warn y'all right now, December 1st is going to be a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Why, you ask? The crew and I are going to do something we haven't done since the Super Bowl. And that's a marathon day of streaming. At 1 o'clock, we begin with the Colts and the Patriots from Foxborough.
Oh, man. Do we have
By that time, I expect the Colts to be contending for a playoff berth.
And we'll be in the basement.
The 4:25 game is the juiciest game on the schedule.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
That game will be played in less than 2 hours if they both run the damn ball.
And
which is what I'm afraid the Eagles will not do come that time because it's week 13. I just don't trust even though Saquon Barkley had a wonderful, wonderful game in Brazil, 24 carries, 109 yards. I want him to hold up, but I'm not trusting it.
I think Saquon will be fine. I think the only issue that I have pause for is Sirianni. I think Sirianni wants to. He's a lot like Pennywise. He wants to prove how great the quarterback is so badly that
he overuses him.
Yeah, that's when you sabotage the team's success. Like, look, if you really believe in Dak, fine, but don't sabotage your team's chances of winning by not letting Zeke or whoever our other running back is run the football.
Run the football. Yep.
If you want to show that Jalen Hurts is all that, that's fine. But you got Saquon for a reason.
Yep. Make him a true quarterback. Make Jalen Hurts a true quarterback. Charles Adderley is here with us as we go to the Fanatics Feedback Zone. Charles, thanks for stopping by. Sick Diggy offering his thoughts on his favorite movies with James Earl Jones. Of course, the great role of Alex Haley in Roos. Roscoe Jenkins Sr. And welcome home, Roscoe Jenkins. Admiral James Greer in Patriots games. Love that one. Agent Bernard Abbott in Sneakers. The narrator in Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
And
that's going
that's going to be me within the next month. I'm going to be doing audiobooks.
That'd be nice.
I'm already doing my own with Diary of a Mad Snowman. And thank you, Cole Johnson, for a fabulous intro. I'll play that later. All right, let's get to it. We said we teased WNBA. The Indiana Fever are in the playoffs.
I'm going to say this right
Let me say that one more time for the people who didn't believe at the top of the season, especially after we started 1-8. The Indiana Fever are in the playoffs.
I'm saying right now, Caitlin is one of my new heroes because Caitlin.
You know, Caitlin's been my hero all year.
The reason why is because, like, again, I've been waiting for particularly a female athlete to clap back at the monolith monster. No, not the clown. Screw the clown. Okay. Yeah. Enough from the clown. I'm talking about the 4-letter network.
Oh, that.
Yeah, she's starting to call them out.
Good. I hope she keeps calling them out.
It's mainly those dumbasses at that network that are calling on her.
Yeah.
So it's only fair she returns serve.
Particularly, there's one, and I've been waiting for someone to call her out, in Molly Qerim.
Oh God.
Here's the thing. I used to like Molly Qerim. I thought
you just stole my thought. I used to like Molly Qerim.
Yeah, like I used to think that she was like more of a bubbly personality. She was
wrong.
She had that sense of like being the medium of the moderator. But the problem is, and I think this is because a lot of people gave her a lot of attention because people will say she's attractive until she opens her mouth. The problem is that Molly kind of went from being a moderator to becoming a debater herself, which they should never have allowed.
She inserted herself in the game.
Because if you're going to have a debate show, then she should have been just named as a debater and not as a moderator. You can't play both sides of that field.
No, you can't.
Right. You can't. Looking at the WNBA power rankings, Indiana sits at number 6 right now. They got 2 home games coming with the 2-time champion Las Vegas Aces Wednesday and Friday. I believe Wednesday and Friday. And Sunday they play the Dallas Wings, and they close their season 4 days later at Washington.
Okay.
Besides, and the Aces are going to give them hell.
Yeah.
Period. The Aces are going to give them hell.
They'll be lucky to split the series.
But the advantage is both of those games are in Indianapolis, Wednesday and Friday, and let's just put this all the way out there and shut some people up that want to believe. Now, I'm not saying Angel Reese is not a dynamic talent. She is. But the reason for the big turnaround in the WNBA, where's number 22?
Yeah. I mean,
every game they play, they've sold out.
Yeah.
Every single one.
She was electrifying things in Iowa. She literally did a lot of damage in the in March Madness for the women's side. And then
Mhm.
she's
Boy,
carried
did
it
she
straight
ever.
in. She's carried it straight into her rookie season in the WNBA. Plain and simple, Caitlin Clark has put the WNBA back on the map.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for it.
And it's been through just the play of it. Like, you really don't see Caitlin Clark having a lot of these, tags and slogans and all this, grandstanding. She just plays the game. And I think that's the reason why people don't like her. Because it's like someone that has this type of hype behind her, this type of media following, the fact that she doesn't have a message behind it, the fact that she isn't using it to promote a message, I think angers people.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
She's got nothing else behind her but the gameplay. And she's
Right.
just letting the gameplay settle everything on the court.
Right. And so now people are trying to discredit her, Molly Karam and Jameel Hill and a couple of others.
Cheryl Swoops being one.
Cheryl Swoops, which is highly
and you know what? After we talk to Allison, I have a few words for Cheryl Swoops, but let's have some fun right now. Here she is, Allison Moran, joining us as she does every Tuesday morning during Snowman in the Morning. How are you, my dear? Great to have you back.
And it's great to be here, Brian. You're looking good. Hello there. Good to see you again as well.
The
buddy.
winds of the Windy City have brought Allison back to us.
Aw.
I love it.
Love to be here. Believe me, arguing sports. You guys are a hell of a lot easier than my previous teams. I've got to tell you that. The broadcast teams I've worked with wouldn't give women's sports the time of day, hardly. And
then Allison ran into me covering a Sky game, and I started pulling out my equipment, my computer, my mixer, and then she saw me pull my headset out, and she goes, "What are you doing?" I'm going to do what I came here to do. I'm going to call the game.
Yeah.
And lit Allison up. A few of our friends behind us were lit up. And you're actually going to do that? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I got like 100 calls after that game. Was I the official voice? No, but they wanted me to be.
Yeah.
They campaigned. Listen, Allison will verify this. They campaigned to the Sky for 2 years for me to be the play-by-play voice. 2 years.
I have to ask a question. Do you think, up until now, to me at least, it seems like the four-letter network, ESPN, has like willfully ignored the WNBA up until now? Has that actually happened, or am I just confusing myself?
That has. I'll verify it myself, and Allison will too. That has happened.
It has. I will say that as it has gained popularity and respect, there has been an entirely different attitude within this time. I have been pleasantly surprised because as the progression has gone, as Caitlin Clark has gotten better acclimated to the league, as those numbers have risen. Take for example, last week when the NFL started. Think about this: the Indiana Fever was playing at the same time as Eagles Packers, and they still cracked over, like, it was 1.2 million viewers.
Yep, 1.2 million. Now, think about it, folks. It's at the same time the Eagles and Packers were playing in Brazil. I did the Fever game, despite everybody begging me to cover the Eagles. I'm like, what for?
Fever game was more exciting, for God's sakes. I mean,
I got 3,100.
Got injured.
Exactly. I got 3,100 viewers that night.
Yeah.
That Friday night. I got 3,100 viewers that night, and the fun's going to continue tomorrow. But let's talk about this. Angel Reese's rookie season, unfortunately, has come to a bitter end. It has. And it's sad. Out with a wrist injury. Yeah. For some reason, the internet blew up with rumors that she was pregnant.
You know, all these crazy assumptions. Where, how?
Conspiracy theories will start.
Conspiracy
It's
theory
insane.
like crazy, man.
It's insane. It's so insane. And so anyway, Angel Reese is such a huge loss. She has a hairline fracture. She could have played through the season, but she also risked very what do you call it? She risked tendonitis. She risked arthritis if she kept playing. She risked a bigger fracture. So I say kudos to her for putting her health first. And you know, I think let's first of all let's celebrate her accomplishments. You know, the most consecutive double doubles ever in the WNBA with 15, most rebounds 446, probably 50% of them were hers. We're catching her own rebounds, honestly. Averaging 13.6 points per game, 13.1 rebounds. And you know, you've gotta give credit where credit's due to Shy Barbie. She has revitalized this franchise in such a way that you would not recognize it as the same team that that James Wade coached to the championship in 2021. So, to my mind, she has done everything that a rookie should have done and more. She has played like the professional that she is. She's taken a lot of slings and arrows and has elevated that game and elevated the expectations for the Chicago Sky this year. I give her absolute kudos for being that woman for stepping up as a rookie. You cannot imagine what this team would be without her. Moving forward, Kennedy Carter, Camila Cardozo, Izzy Harrison, all of those who have contributed over the last couple of games have got to step up.
Yes.
In her absence. There's no substitute for Angel.
No.
Absolutely no substitute. However, collectively, this is the idea behind the depth chart, right?
They can fill the holes when someone is injured.
Exactly. What Kennedy Carter has to do is find a way to score the 28 points per game that they did that she did per Dallas, and essentially eliminating them from the playoffs. Yep. That's what Kennedy has to do now that she's back from health protocols, and. Yeah, it's just going to be very difficult, though, to hang on to that number 8 spot otherwise. And you've got to also look at Camila Cardozo. Now, she's been averaging 12 points and 7.3 rebounds, 2.7 blocks in the last 3 games. Pretty good, number 3. Number 3 player pick in the WNBA draft.
Very easy.
Yep. And so, instead of the combination being the Barbie and Ken show, let's make it the Camilla and Ken show. How's that? Let's make that happen. And maybe they can keep their number 8 spot in the playoffs.
Well, they have 5 games remaining.
Yeah.
And there are 3 teams that are chasing them. With the loss of Angel Reese, like you said a moment ago, it really dampens and hampers their chances to make the playoffs. Can they hold on to that number 8 seed?
That is a real good question. I have fleeting hope that they can. And the reason why it's fleeting is that right ahead of them is the Phoenix Mercury, who have gone 1-5 in the last 6 games, and they have been struggling to hold on to that spot. The Washington Mystics, who hold the number 9 spot currently, are kind of on the move, and they actually surpassed the Atlanta Dream this week, who have not been up to their usual. So the question is, are they going to be able to step up in a manner that's possible? Now, in their next few games, you've got basically they've won with the Sky. They have lost 1 to Vegas, and then 1 against the Sparks and Dallas. And here's the deal: they have to win against a winning team.
Yep.
They have not done that in so long, and I think it's going to take what I said before. It's going to take Kennedy Carter to take control of this team, make it hers for the next 5 games. There's no way that this team is going to keep that number 8 spot without such a deal, without having a new combination of players. Really communicating with each other, making sure that they get the points in the paint, as well as their outside shooting, which has been a problem all year. And so we have got to make a very concerted effort this year to be, if they really want it, they're going to have to step up.
Let's talk about some attendance records that Caitlin Clark and the Fever and Angel Reese and the Sky have
amassed.
Thank you. The Indiana Fever are the only team in the league that's averaging 15,000 plus. Every single home game was sold out the moment they drafted Caitlin Clark.
Right.
I don't even have to look at the box. When I do my alternative play-by-play coverage, I don't even have to look at the box score to see the attendance. 17,274. And they have 2 tough ones coming up, both against the Aces tomorrow and Friday, to really test to see how far they have come in the second half of this year. When they got the Olympic break, when they had a chance to rest and pull it together, Indiana's been on fire, but now they face I believe the unanimous MVP in Asia Wilson, not once but twice, in their house in Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. As like you said, Allie, they got to win against the winning team.
Yes.
The Fever have done that, but now you got the playoffs coming up in about 2 weeks' time, and you got to really, really prove your mettle. And these 2 games against Las Vegas will, I believe, help set them up for the playoff atmosphere they have not experienced since 2016.
I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope so. The one of the things that we can say about the Indiana Fever is that they are simply on fire. Period. They have they're 19-17 on the season right now, and considering where they came from, my God. I mean, let's just talk about that for a second. They're 8-2 since the Olympic break. I see that they might climb higher. They've already clinched their playoff spot, but their seeding is probably, like we said last week, it's going to be higher. It could be 4. It could be 5.
They could get one of those top. They could get one of those top 4.
Yeah, I think so. Which would also give them a good advantage for home. You know, they could be playing the games at that field house, or they could be playing where the Pacers play, which would be very, very nice, wouldn't it?
It would be. And here's the thing: each one of those top 4 teams, Indiana's knocked them off.
Yeah,
during the season, they have knocked them off. They've knocked off the top 4 teams, so they can beat winning teams. Speaking of attendance, the Chicago Stars set a record at SeatGeek Stadium.
The Red Stars, yes, over 7,200 attendees at their welcome back from the Olympics. They pushed, and what's more, that attendance record, 15 years, the Red Stars have been playing. They usually average around 3,000, 4,000 a game. And I mean, they have not been at SeatGeek Stadium in Bridgeview since July, since way before the Olympic break. This year, the NWSL, with the gold medalists on every team, they pushed past the 1.5 million attendance mark, which is the first for the NWSL and for the Chicago Red Stars, who are currently in the 8th position. How is it? What is it with our Chicago teams? They're 8th position, both of them. I'm going, what the hell?
That's wild, isn't it?
It is. It's unreal. It's unreal.
That is crazy.
It is. And the thing is, and their record right now is 7-2-10. But yeah, and like I said, 8th place. It didn't help that their game back from all the Olympic hype was against the Orlando Pride, who leads the entire NWSL, and they have a stellar record. They're number 1, but. Here's one thing that the Red Stars have that they didn't have before the Olympic break. They have Ludmilla. Ludmilla is the Brazilian soccer star who is just joined the Red Stars, and I'm looking for her to get to join with Mallory Swanson, our Olympic hero, and Alyssa Nair, the goalie extraordinaire, to push them into the playoff spots for the next month. They've got a little time. As we talked about, the WNBA playoffs start on September 22nd. The Red Stars are starting shortly after that. So it is going to be a really interesting month for women's sports. It is. I'm so looking forward to it.
And then after that, women's college basketball will be back in play.
Yes.
And there is a possibility that old Snowman may be heading home to cover a women's basketball team to my old stomping grounds at Chicago State University. They've asked me to reach out to them. I'm going to reach out to them just to see what happens, because one of my best friends is now the coach there. This name should sound familiar. Corey Irvin.
Whoa. Absolutely.
Whoa. I'm sorry,
awesome.
what?
You heard what I said, Victor. Corey Irvin is now the head coach at Chicago State, and Corey has given me many votes of confidence because I messaged her and I said I might just take a chance and try to cover you guys. Not only did she say go for it, but I think she's going to put in a few good words for me. And I also know one of the assistant coaches who is very, very dear to me, Shanice Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
And I am the only person that gets to call her CJ, because I saw her play at Whitney Young, and I knew then, and I told her mother, I said, CJ is going to wreck some shop wherever she goes. And of course, CJ played at DePaul. When she got to DePaul, I said, one of these days she's going to be the player of the year in the Big East. Lo and behold, her senior season at DePaul, Shanice Jenkins, my little sister, CJ, was as the player of the year in the Big East. And I had a ton of messages coming from the family, and most of them were going, how did you know? Listen, CJ and DeFran Smart, who is also very dear to me because I saw her play at Whitney Young.
I remember her.
CJ and DeFran Smart were absolute terrors in the public league.
Especially
they were, especially when they played Marshall. Why? Because, to borrow from the late great Keith Jackson, those 2 point guards can run. To all the Whitney Young teams I had a chance to watch under Corey Irvin, they run.
That's right.
They run. That's how I knew. And I'm watching her, under the tutelage of DeFran Smart, seeing her grow into the player that she became at DePaul. It's like, man, I told everybody, it's like, man, that's easy. I saw her play at Whitney Young and defy the odds. Because no one thought CJ would be the starting point guard after DeFran's graduated.
DeFran Smart, Chrissy Harper, who was a great
Chrissy Harper, who was a sharpshooter.
All of these.
I mean, I've seen some great women's basketball players in my time in Chicago, public league, for 21 years. 21 years I covered them.
You don't look that old.
Well, my gray started coming down here, and this is the gray hair my wife picks out, and she says, did you see how long this hair is?
I love it. I've been covering DePaul basketball since 2006, and spottier times before that and after that. But the thing is that one thing that I would love to see DePaul do is get back to the NCAAs. I would like to see them, Doug Bruno deserves so much in the way of credit for all that he has done for women's basketball. He's in the Hall of Fame. We can't deny that, but he has created not only an atmosphere where they can academically succeed and succeed in life. He also went to 17 consecutive NCAA tournaments. And the last couple of years, it hasn't happened. I think it's just a matter of the recruitment that he's been able to do, and the greener pastures elsewhere. But for the type of school DePaul is, he's right on top with the best of them. With UConn, with Tennessee, with all of those who have been, as far as I'm concerned, if he had a bigger recruiting pool and a bigger staff, maybe he could be South Carolina. He could be a Dawn Staley. But
I had the chance to meet Doug Bruno many years ago, and
he's a friend.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
he is a friend.
I love him.
He is a friend, because the first time that I did the Girls Public League tournament, it was hosted at DePaul, and I had the chance to cover that. I'm writing my notes down, and the next thing I know, Doug Bruno's sitting next to me.
Of course. That's Doug.
I talked to him. He's one of the coaches I met in Chicago who's very dear to me.
Yes.
At that time, he said, next year, anytime you want to come see us play, I'll help you get a media pass. He did.
God love him.
He did. And I was at DePaul all that following season. But it was fun. But it's fun for me covering women's sports. We're up against the break, and Allison Moran, Love you very much. Thanks for stopping by. As you always do, dropping the knowledge on women's sports. And Snowman Multimedia is going to be covering a lot more women's sports. And this young lady is going to help us out. Thank you, Allie. I appreciate you.
Love you guys too, and I will see you next week with more words about Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah, we'll save that war for next week. Thanks, girl. Appreciate you.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
Oh boy.
Yep.
When she starts in, and I know Allie, I've known her many years. Once she starts in on Cheryl Swoops, I am going to step back, lean back in this chair, and have a whole bunch of fun listening to her. And I'm probably going to be laughing for 20 minutes.
I'm going to need some popcorn for that one.
You and me both. Popcorn. You know, we'll talk about that when we get back. Let's take a break. We're at the top of the net. We're just about at the top of the next hour. We're going to go off sports for a few minutes and talk about your favorite snacks. And there's a couple that I mixed together. Back after this.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Where'd he go?
Lost dog.
Lost dog. Hey! Bring your butt back here. We're working now. All right, top of the second hour. Snowman here with you. And it won't go away. Dang it. I'm trying to make this a solo can. Can I do that? No. Oh no. Oh no. That won't work.
Fucking food making me hungry.
We found the dog.
We found the dog. All right. When you watch sporting events, what are some of your favorite snacks? That's a question of the day. And also tease that I put two of them together.
This I got to hear.
Popcorn and M&Ms.
I've done that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Someone showed that to me. Someone showed that to me. I said, "There's no way I'll like this."
Are we talking foods or snacks?
Snacks.
Snacks. Okay.
Well, we can talk food too. Why not? Y'all know what I love. What my wife makes during football season: chili.
Yep.
So I made elote, which is really good. Always known as Mexican street corn.
You made what?
It's called elote, but it's Mexican street corn.
You did tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly to the Fanatics feedback zone. All that smack talk and all the haters / Jets fans, and for nothing.
You'll see them again. Trust me.
Oh, I know.
Those haters are not going away.
And thank you to Superman 8177 for joining us this morning, and to Big Pig on the Fighting Irish and Cowboys joining us this morning as well. RC has been all over the place. Love that brother.
Mm-hmm.
She's dealing. Go ahead, dog.
Before we talk food, you just brought up Fighting Irish. Can we talk about the fact of the upset they suffered Saturday?
I wasn't an upset. I wasn't an upset. I called that. I knew Notre Dame is not ready. All right.
I was kind of shocked because they
Notre
Dame.
Look, Notre Dame got run over. Period.
Yeah, and the fact that they fell from number 3 to number 18 after that loss.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to lose this week. And when they lose, their asses will be where they deserve to be, out of the top 25.
You just hate them, don't you?
I had so many people trying to make me Notre Dame fans over the years. It's not even funny.
Man,
yeah, you're a rebel. You're a rebel. It's like
you just a rebel.
I just know what teams I like.
No, because
every time, anarchy in the college football world.
Right, it's like every time there is a team that someone like tries to convince you to like, you automatically go to I can't stand them.
Like
the Chicago Bears.
Oh man,
Like
I've hated them
Irish.
since I was born. I've hated them since January 10th, 1982. All right.
Like the Fighting
Next.
Irish.
Okay.
What the hell am I going to like them for?
They're a good football team.
No, they're not.
Rudy.
Shut up. Shut up. Even though a friend did chant that once in my ear.
I know they did.
No,
I've actually watched.
They were chanting that on Saturday.
I actually used to watch a lot of Irish games with my dad. So,
man, they could have.
I used to watch Irish replay games on Sunday mornings, and the late great Harry Callis would do the voiceovers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are some other foods that y'all like during football season? You all, like I said, you all know what my wife makes every year: chili.
So for me, I will make homemade nachos if I have the money to do so. Which I
did that.
Right. Or I go with the usual wings.
Wings.
I
haven't done wings yet. I've done brats.
Right. Brats are great, but brats
my wife said we got brats. Cook them. So
for me, it's always
I yanked them out. I yanked them out and I cooked them.
For me, it's always been like brats are usually for like a Bears game. So I haven't had brats in a while because I don't watch the Bears.
I have brats.
I don't have a reason to.
I have brats for a 49er game.
Man,
I've had brats for a Colts game. We've had brats for a Colts 49ers doubleheader, doggone it.
Yeah, usually I'd have chili.
We're gonna need something big for the triple header we got coming up.
Oh my god. That's like 3 whole chickens.
Listen.
That's
Jody knows, and she looked at me and she says, "I'll be ready."
I'm going to say this now.
Do you understand? Do you understand me?
She's preparing for
I told
war.
Jody for December. I told Jody about December 1st that we're doing a day stream and doing 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
She looked at me with this evil laugh and goes, "I'll be ready." Which means y'all are going to see her pop through this door into my office with food.
And I'm going to say this now. Everything else I got lined up for the day after, including being on everyone else's streams, I'm taking the damn day off.
Yeah.
We're taking that week off leading up to it.
Yep.
We're taking that week off, and it's the week after Thanksgiving. So we're taking that week off.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all will see repeats of Snowman in the morning the week leading up to December 1st as we get ready for an incredible triple header. And we never told them what the third game was.
The Royal Rumble. That's the Niners game.
Yep. That's Niners and Bills.
Bills in Buffalo.
In Rich Stadium in Orchard Park. You know what else made me feel good? And I know a lot of people are not going to like when I say this.
Oh boy!
When Colorado got their ass kicked.
That's another team that.
Everybody likes Colorado because of Deion Sanders, and they don't know who is on that team.
Well, the thing is, like,
find the lie.
We saw Deion Sanders trying to do what he did with
Jackson State.
And we also saw the backlash that he got because he didn't stay with the, historically black college, HBCU, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people want to give him a chance, and I still want to give him a chance because I think that he can still put things together. He only been a coach for 2 years here in Colorado.
Well, let me explain this. The problem with Colorado's team are the lines.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Their offensive and defensive lines are a sieve. Period.
Yeah,
I've said that for 2 years.
I think what needs to happen is Prime got to get to the athletic director and explain, I need better lines. I can't do anything with this right now.
And it's up to him to recruit them.
And it's hurting his son because Shedeur Sanders
Shedur's going to take even more. Shedur's going to take even more sacks.
Yes,
than he did last year. Last year, he got sacked 56 times.
They're going to break 60.
56 times.
That's deplorable.
That's bad.
That's deplorable.
He's going to get sacked at least 60 this year. I'm calling it now.
It seems like it because Nebraska was just.
He took 5 of them. He took 5 of them against Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska was beating that line to submission.
Man, Nebraska ran their asses over. I witnessed that game. I called that game.
Mm-hmm.
I called that game.
Wonder what Colorado State.
And I knew from jump, just from the attitude alone, when Colorado went 3-and-out on their first drive, I knew that they were going to get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
And people will come to me, certain people, and I won't expose it here, certain people have come to me and say, oh, you just hate Coach Prime. I don't hate Coach Sanders. And I understand the hype and all the money he brought to Colorado. But as BGS said, they better be glad they made their money. Because now it's going to turn their attention to football, and they haven't done a doggone thing.
And what's scaring me, because even though I still want to give Sanders the benefit of the doubt, I still think he could make something of that team. He did in the beginning when they were running over teams, but like you said, the lines are a sieve. What I am afraid of is that our good old friends at the Moroccan Republic have now trickled down to Colorado.
Come on. Who didn't see this coming?
Facts.
Mike McCarthy is a sitting duck.
Well,
I hate saying this to you, Victor, but find the lie in my sentence.
You're not telling me anything different.
Mike McCarthy is a sitting duck.
No, he is what
he really is.
He's a cooked turkey.
Worse, he's a burnt turkey. He will not coach Dallas after this season. Mike McCarthy is finito.
I don't want him to coach this season.
I know that.
McCarthy's a
what they're doing, what the Cowboys are doing, they're trying to bring in a lot of money and hand it to Deion for him to coach the Cowboys.
I don't
Not
think
gonna happen.
I don't think he's taking that job.
The only way he takes that job is if Dallas drafts his kid.
That's what I thought that's what I thought the plan was going to be this year, which is why I kept saying that the Cowboys were going to tank this year.
But then all hell broke loose with the moronic public when they re-signed Dak Prescott to a 4-year
$240 million.
231 guaranteed.
231 guaranteed. 200. What money where?
Mr. Bishop.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
I mean, look at what they dumped on CD Lamb for crying out loud. Then
Yeah,
they-
but CeeDee Lamb's a bit more worth it than Dak is. At least you can see that CeeDee Lamb's play is consistent.
Well, so isn't Dak. He just sucks.
No, Dak will have games where he can actually throw the football well, but then he'll go back to playoff time, and then
Fold like a chair.
appear smaller than Mini Me on the step ladder, and the world's smallest hell in the cell.
Hey, Cowboys!
You fool!
Dak Prescott making the playoffs and the Cowboys folding. There's a beating a dead horse production.
I'm sorry. Would you say that again?
Oh no!
That's a beating a dead horse production. Fast.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
Get rid of them.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
First time I'm back in how long, and you bring up Tam?
Tam again. He did.
At least I didn't play him at the end of the show.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not going to do that either.
I'm gonna say, don't give him an opportunity to.
Thank God.
Whatever do you mean, Victor?
You know exactly what I mean. You can't tell that lie with that smile, sir.
I sure can't. I sure can't.
The problem is
I'm smiling big. Look, I'm smiling bigger than my family right now. Okay.
I said this yesterday, Shane, that this was just another situation of the Cowboys were totally fine with mediocrity, and therefore they decided to just go back to what they do best.
Man, they've been fine with mediocrity.
Wait a minute. Take a look at this. To the Fanatics feedback zone we go. RC says Jerry Jones saw Shador play Saturday and he said F this and opened his checkbook up for Dak.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said yesterday? Isn't that what I said yesterday?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said yesterday, brother. That's exactly what you said.
They got scared.
Because Shador is not ready, nor is he worth it.
He's not ready. He'll be worth it. He's just not ready. And
he ain't going to be ready until that front line protects his ass.
Exactly.
And when's that going to happen?
And he's got athletic ability. We just didn't see it on Saturday night.
Also, take consideration. Even if the line protected him there, do you trust the line of the Cowboys to protect him?
No.
Not what I saw.
Wait a second. Would you be so kind as to ask that question again, please?
Even if the line of Colorado protected him, do you trust the Cowboys line to protect him?
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
They can barely
That answer your question?
They can barely open up lanes for Ezekiel Elliott to go through.
How many yards did Ezekiel Elliott have?
40. I believe it was 10 carries for 40 yards and a touch.
That's it?
Let me see if I'm right. Hold on.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
10 for 40, 4 average, 1 touch.
Yep, I was right.
That's it.
Dak went 19 of 32, $179 and a touch.
Touch, no picks.
I'll repeat my question. That's it?
What do you want from them?
I mean, they had
anarchy. That's what I listen. How many total yards did they have?
Total yards
265.
265. That's whole offense or just total yards altogether?
That's total yards.
Wow,
total yards for the entire game.
Which means they really didn't have very long yards to deal with.
They only had 265 yards of offense.
That means they didn't have very long fields to deal with.
Not just that, but the third down efficiency, 4 of 14.
Yeah.
But why a pick? Oh my gosh!
And the thing is, they only had $102 on the ground combined with 7 different rushers.
They don't have that main rusher anymore because Ezekiel Elliott spent some time away from the Cowboys.
He went to New England.
Yeah.
Now they brought him back and they sent Tony to Tennessee.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dowdle, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Deuce Vaughn, Dak, and Cooper Rush all had a rushing play, minimum.
Damn. How many carries did they have?
Combined 25.
You know how many carries Jordan Mason had last night?
Oh, God.
About that.
28. 28. So a backup running back had more yards himself
than an entire team.
And an entire Cowboys offense. Cowboys rushing game.
Yeah.
Because Mason had 145 yards last night.
Cowboys combined $102.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Holy cow. Man, they suck.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Let me say it again. They suck. You mean to tell me against the Cleveland Clowns, they only gained 102 yards rushing?
What did I ask yesterday? What did I ask yesterday?
What did you ask? Remind me. What did
How
you ask?
do you look that average versus a bad team like the Cleveland Clowns?
Dallas found a way to do it.
The Cowboys looked so mediocre and below average in that game on Sunday.
They were average.
Against the
average.
Cleveland Clowns.
They were average.
Do you understand me, folks? The Cleveland Clowns.
The only reason why they won that is because the quarterback of the Cleveland Clowns is Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson is garbage.
24-45, $169, 1 touch, 2 picks.
You only got 169 yards and 45 attempts. You had to throw the ball 45 times.
Yes.
You had to throw the ball 45 times, and you only got how much, Shane?
169.
On 45, on 29 completions?
24 completions,
24
attempts.
24. Thank you. Brain's not with it, but I'm here.
24 attempts, $169, 1 touch, 2 picks.
Victor, you're not going to like me. The Cowboys suck. But repeating a question that
Is
Victor
that surprising to you?
No. But knowing that and knowing how cynical I am and then seeing the highlights or watching them play.
You want to know what's sad about this entire thing?
Like, the only highlights that I could say from that game was the only highlights I would actually take from that game is the Turpin return and Brandon Arbery's godlike leg of a 66-yarder that got called off because of delay of game.
Yeah.
These are your Cowboys. These are your Cowboys.
They're not my Cowboys. Mine resided in 1991 to 93.
Fair enough.
The
to the Fanatics feedback zone we go, and RC says Caleb Williams better not be the second coming of Rex Grossman. That would set the Bears back 500 years.
No, he's gonna be the next version of
Caleb Williams blows.
Here's the thing: Caleb Williams right now is not the second coming of Rex Grossman. He's second coming of Cordell Stewart.
Woof.
I'm sorry, but the fact that he is becoming more and more of the running first quarterback, quarterback that the Bears do not need, that he cannot make quick reads and hold on to the football too long is going to spell disaster for him.
I don't know how the Bears came back and won that game on Sunday, because they surely didn't win it because of Caleb Williams.
Defense, special teams.
Okay, and this is a sad thing. Caleb Williams, 14 of 29, 93 yards.
Couldn't even crack 100 yards passing.
Let's take a break. The slander of Caleb Williams continues, and we have the facts to back it up. Back in the deuce.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I'm going to say a statement that's going to have the boys laughing, and that's going to have a lot of Bear fans bristling.
Oh boy.
Why are you laughing? I didn't say anything yet.
Because we know what's coming.
Bear fans bristling.
We know what's coming.
I'm trying to...
As if he hasn't anything the last couple of seasons that has had Bear fans bristling.
Wait a minute. I've been nice to them.
Really?
No.
Let's talk about the fact that from April to now, since draft day,
yes,
we have been all up in the Bears' ass about the fact they drafted Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Yesterday proved our point in the entire damn thing as to why y'all even bother with him.
Well, it's like I said again, with the Cowboys. How do you look that average against a bad Tennessee team? I mean, this Tennessee team that no longer has Derrick Henry. And as much as I like the guy, they downgraded to Tony Pollard. And who's their quarterback?
That would be Will Levis.
This team should have been
Who the hell is Will Levis?
I have no idea. They would have been better off picking up
Tennessee
Ryan Tannehill.
Tennessee should have been rocked.
They should have.
They should have
Okay.
been mollywopped.
And the fact that Chicago only beat them by a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
One touchdown.
And mind you, they came into the second half down 17-3.
Mm-hmm.
This game should have been over, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But since
I have
what
some
are you gonna
things.
say that's going to
I
make-
have some things to say. That's going to make the crew laugh, and that's going to make the Midwest Committee of Bear Idiocy bristle.
Okay.
Bristle.
Dear Caleb Williams, you suck.
We knew that.
Dear Chicago Bears, you're stupid.
It's week. I'm just gonna say it as I've always said it. It's week 1. What do you really expect?
Better than this.
Watch. Okay, 14 of 29 for 93 yards.
Yeah.
Like
You
I
say
said,
that again, and thank you, Shane, and thank you, Victor, for looking this up. 14 of 29, 93 yards. 93
I will say again.
on 29 pass attempts.
I will say again.
That's as bad as Justin Fields.
I will say again. It's week 1.
And
everybody is going to have ring rust because preseason sucked this year.
Well, Caleb Williams should have been ready.
How?
Actually, Caleb Williams was worse than Justin Fields. Justin Fields on 17 of 23 for $156.
Yeah, at least Fields cracked 100 yards.
True. But again,
What did you do, Caleb? What did Caleb?
The preseason had
Listen,
the preseason offered no real defense, no real schemes.
Because they weren't playing. Because most of the preseason teams, including my 49ers, weren't playing their starters.
Exactly.
Now that they're playing their starters, Caleb Williams looked like a deer in headlights.
Well, what was Caleb supposed to do? He wasn't trained. He wasn't trained very well. Apparently, preseason back in the day, and you know this to be true. You got at least a good few glimpses of what the team was going to be made of.
Mm-hmm.
Now everyone is so doggone scared of injuries and so doggone scared of who's going to see our schemes and who's going to see our cards and everything. Like, dude, if you're that scared of teams seeing your card, then you ain't ready for prime time.
Right.
You should be able to say, yeah, this is what we're going to run, and you're not going to stop it. So you have
like what a certain team did last night.
Exactly.
When they got their act together.
So you have an ill-prepared rookie quarterback in week 1. Yes, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing that he only got 93 yards, but it's week 1.
Ill-prepared my ass.
He was ill-prepared.
I'm looking at the sheet right now, and in the biggest things that people usually look at, total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, yards per play, Tennessee had Chicago beat. 244 total, $104 passing, $140 rushing, and 4 even yards per play. And yet again, Chicago won by 7.
Yeah.
Now, how did the Bears have them beat last week?
As bad as the Bears were, the Titans were worse.
Yeah. Somehow.
No. Carolina was worse.
Carolina's Carolina.
Worse. Carolina's an outlier. Let's be real here.
Carolina's Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
They're a whipping boy right now. So that's his
now back to Caleb Williams. Are you ever going to do better?
We'll see.
Are you ever going to figure this game out?
We'll see.
Is the Bears offensive coordinator so stupid that he got DeAndre Swift
and didn't use him
and did not use him? Stupid.
10 carries, 30 yards.
10 carries. Wait a minute. So
that's Snowman's take.
H-Seek had more yards than DeAndre Swift. Oh my God, the Bears are trash.
Yep.
Snowman's take. What is yours? Well, now, Victor, what had you laughing?
Chicago Bears, just give up, please.
Okay, what numbers did you read off while I was playing?
Okay, DeAndre Swift, who I always said is a tremendous running back who
Yep.
got misused since he left Detroit. You say that he was misused in Detroit. I disagree. I think it was after he left Detroit, went to Philadelphia, got misused there. Now he's in Chicago, misused there. I said before, Zeke had 10 carries for 40 in the touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
DeAndre Swift, 10 carries for 30 yards. 10 for 30? So an A's Ezekiel Elliott had 10 more yards. The Bears need to just give up. They need to pack it in. Tank again. Tank again. Get another number 1 pick and try.
So what if they tank and then Carolina tanks?
Well, I think for the DJ Moore deal, I think they still got another pick from Carolina.
Oh wow!
I think they do.
Second round.
Yeah, second round.
Second round pick.
So they still got a pick.
How much you want to bet the Bears are trying to flip that into a first round pick?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I would. How
much do y'all want to bet that he flips that pick?
I would. I personally would flip that pick. Because
I would too.
They're not ready.
Oh, by the way, you want to know how bad Carolina was against New Orleans?
Oh dear.
193 total, $135 passing, 58 rushing, 3.5 yards per play. 1 of 10
3.5 yards.
Yeah, 1 for 10 third down efficiency.
3 yards.
3.5 yards per play.
Lord of mercy.
Wow.
That team is also
Bryce Young went 10 of 30, 161, no touch, 2 interceptions.
But Bryce Young was the voice of the future, right? He was the voice of the future.
4 rushes, 12 yards, and 1 touch inside the red zone. Miles Sanders, their normal starter, went 5 for 22, 4.4 on average. No touchdowns.
I should have asked Mr. Spivey about this, but I personally think the Bryce Young experiment should be over.
Yeah, Dalton would be better off.
I think the Bryce Young experiment should never have happened.
Let's put him
down and sit him down and learn under the quarterback that's in front of him.
Let's put it this way: they were down 30-3 at the half.
Mm-hmm. New Orleans wasn't playing.
New Orleans came in and just opened up a giant can of Stone Cold whoop ass on them.
Open up a big can of whoop ass.
I've been saying if it's not the Buccaneers, it was going to be the Saints. I've said the Saints are probably going to be the sneaker for the South because I cannot trust 2 Chainz Cousins, at least not yet. And Carolina's Carolina, and Baker Mayfield is going to start cooking apple turnovers at some point.
And how about in the NFC East? Can anyone trust the Giants right now?
I feel bad for Wise.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Wise.
You know what? We're going to end this early. And apologies to everybody. I'm starting to not feel good. So we're going to get on out of here. Even though we got some time left. And I'd rather take care of my body so I can be fresh for tonight. Tonight, it's the Houston Astros and the Oakland A's. 8:10 first pitch time. No, you know what? We're gonna finish this. You know, we're gonna finish this. I got the boys here. They're gonna push me. They're gonna push me through, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate y'all in the chat pushing me through. I'm scheduled to 1. We're gonna go till 1, but I'm definitely gonna need a push. So I'm gonna take a break, go breathe, get some water, and we'll be back.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code Snowman, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hi there. We're back. My wife got me these.
Hey, let's go. But now, you know what? We got to talk about some of the highlights of week one. Some of these games, I'm telling you.
Okay.
I already talked about the highlights I wanted to see.
Well, I've been looking through everything, and the first thing I got to deal with is the fact that the Chiefs-Ravens game should have gone into overtime.
It should have.
It didn't.
But a toe got in the way.
And the refs made the right call.
Yeah, they made the right call, but honestly, that game should have gone OT.
It would have been nice.
Yes.
It would have been nice.
Yes.
It would have. It would have been the perfect way to start off the season.
Mm-hmm.
Colts game was nice. I like the Colts game.
Yeah,
man, the Colts are going to be something else.
The Colts
in the future, the Colts are going to be something else. All right.
I mean, we already see here in week one where a lot of teams are basically going to be in the division.
Yeah, we basically know who our front runners are going to be.
Yeah, we know the Panthers are going to. Well, the Panthers are going to panther.
The Panthers are going to suck.
The Giants are going to be deflated.
Did y'all see those uniforms on the Giants?
Monkey.
What the hell was it? What?
I'll be honest, I didn't.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I didn't. Bruce, I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch.
You didn't see the uniforms?
Nope, I didn't watch that game.
I'll try to find a picture of it. But as far as the Giants uniforms go, Chris,
what in the all types of blue hell?
Let's put it this way: the helmet looked like it belonged in the 30s because that's what they were trying to go for.
Yeah.
The actual jersey itself looks like it belonged in Montreal.
Look, we ain't making this up, Victor. We're not making this up.
What, the red and blue jersey? Is that
yes?
With
the hockey jersey,
the Centennial jersey,
the Centennial hockey jersey. Man, I can't talk today.
Okay, yeah, the Centennial hockey jersey.
They wore that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And let's not forget
I'm looking at it now.
I'm
looking at the highlights now.
If my team had to wear,
they got these red ass jerseys.
Red jerseys with the blue.
They got these red ass jerseys, man.
A blue partition in the middle.
White
number and then copper pants. Who did they are? San Francisco 49ers?
I have no idea.
They thought they were the Montreal Canadiens. Let's be real.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Jordan.
That's what I thought. They look like the Montreal Canadiens with a blue stripe in the middle, front and back.
Mm-hmm.
And then those ugly
you barely can see the numbers.
Yeah. And then those ugly blue and red helmets.
These are worse than Jacksonville Jaguars helmets when they went two-tone.
And to think that Jacksonville's actually got some weird crap lined up this year.
Like what?
They've got a completely white helmet that they're going to be debuting. They've got a few other things going on. And apparently they've got a throwback to their original uniforms coming.
Oh, dear.
I'll tell you another team that went throwback yesterday was actually the Seahawks.
Yeah, they went back to the old uniforms.
What I thought was funny, one of the games that I actually watched was the Commanders versus the Bucks.
You actually watched the Redskins game?
I watched the highlights of that game, and I will say this: only the Commanders. I'm sorry, Sensei. Only the Commanders can make Baker Mayfield look like Patrick Mahomes.
And Baker Mayfield, somehow Baker Mayfield still has a job.
Dot after dot.
Somehow Baker Mayfield still has a job.
I mean,
how?
If you went with what happened during the Redskins game, you probably like, yeah, I can see him being a lead quarterback. But then you remember it's the Commander secondary. It's the Redskins secondary. Yeah. But I will say Jaden Daniels, he impressed me a bit. He's got wheels, but I really want to see him stay in the pocket and throw
which requires them to protect him.
The line wasn't that bad, but the receivers never got open. The line held their own. I will give them that. The line held their own, but the
you know what? I just saw the Giants helmet.
Yeah.
You know who they're impersonating? Even though they don't have the color? Michigan.
Yeah.
They got the Michigan wing motif going on in their helmets.
Because mine's blue and yellow.
Yeah.
You just said blue and yellow. Yep.
Going back to Jaden Daniels, it also doesn't help when he had to be the primary rusher during that game yesterday either.
Well,
and he wasn't the only one.
Well, it goes back again that his receivers never got open for some reason.
I mean, I'll give him the fact he created the plays and everything. He got two scores out of it. But the fact of the matter is, he can't constantly be doing it.
You're right.
Exactly.
That's right. He cannot. So this is where the Redskins really missed Jahan Dotson. Why they gave him to Philadelphia, I will never understand.
And you know who the Jets were missing last night?
Mm-hmm.
Hassan Chop.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick.
I was actually about to say who? Curtis Martin.
Are you still salty over that? That he did better with the Jets than he did with the Patriots?
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
I just feel bad for Jaden because it's like if this is an indicator of what his season's going to be, he's in for a long one because he is not going to be able to handle.
You know, a rookie I don't feel sorry for?
Besides Caleb Williams?
Right.
Shut up, both of you.
What?
Who is that?
Shut up.
Who else do you
Shut
not?
up.
Who else do you not feel sorry for?
Just shut up.
Who else?
Bo Nix ain't gonna do much.
No, he's not.
Well, his name has now changed to been Bo Pick. So
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
No, but really,
Sean Payton is tutoring him. Sean Payton is tutoring him.
26.
Let's say that again. Sean Payton is tutoring Bo Nix.
26 of 42, buck 38, 2 interceptions, 5 carries, 35 yards, 1 touchdown for Bo.
That right there.
Bo.
No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and how many pass attempts did he have?
42 to get 138.
On how many completions?
26.
Still more than 100. I'm trying to help you out.
At least he still got more than. At least he got 100 yard. He cracked a 100-yard barrier.
I'm trying.
The hell's up with Caleb Williams not cracking a 100-yard barrier?
I'm trying to help Caleb as best as possible. It's not.
Caleb Williams has got a complete BS front seven.
Listen,
exactly.
Caleb Williams. Listen, when Victor echoed my sentiment after the Bears game on Sunday, no, Victor just said you were right. How long is it? Listen, Chicago. How long is this going to go on before you decide to get Caleb Williams an offensive line?
Well, it's as I said before, is that one, like I said, unprepared because the Bears can't prepare anybody. It's week 1, so the ring rust is in effect.
Give you that.
But again, it's like this can be. Hopefully, it's going to be fixed. But my God. So there needs to be some sort of quarterback whisperer in Chicago somewhere because Lord have mercy, he cannot keep going on like this. You cannot have a week 2 that looks like week 1.
Week 2 is going to be worse.
Who do the Bears have week 2?
Houston. The Sunday night game in Houston.
So the Sunday night game in
The
Texas
troll job
is Caleb Williams against CJ Stroud.
The troll
CJ Stroud is about to light that ass up.
The troll job is in because Lord have mercy, they're going to get smoked.
They're gonna get stomped.
They're gonna get smoked. Oh my!
And I'm here for it.
And let's not forget, what happened in Indy and with Houston barely squeaking one out.
Yeah.
CJ went 24 of 32, 234, 2 touchdowns. But the bigger thing is their run game. Joe Mixon went 30 carries, $159, and a touch.
And right there lies the problem with the Colts.
But that's why
no run shape up their run defense. They must shape up their run defense.
That's why I like that game because it did remind me of old school football.
Yep.
Running the football between the numbers, between the guard and tackle. I was like, man, I miss this.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that only the Colts and Texans can get this right?
And as I always have said about the Bears, you have not only mortgaged, but you have now risked your future
for DJ, who wasn't even a factor in this game.
It could be worse. You could be Cleveland and have Deshaun Watson's contract.
Again, Bears. And I'm not trolling when I say this.
No, you're not.
You risked your entire future for the next few years. Not to mention trying to build another Soldier Field
in Arlington Heights.
Before you decided, hey, we're going to try and build another one on the lake. And I know why they're building one on the lake, because they want to host a Super Bowl.
Which won't happen because they'd have to get there.
Right.
Is the NFL really going to say the Bears get this stadium built, right?
Okay.
And it's in the fashion of US Bank Stadium.
Okay.
Okay, with the glass that can hold snow and all that stuff.
Okay.
Say all that happens. Does Chicago get a Super Bowl?
Snowman, you're still talking about the fact that on the lakeside of the city,
Exactamundo
of negative 60 degrees. No.
Exactamundo. Detroit hosted the Super Bowl in the Pontiac Silverdome and in Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
Indy has had 2 Super Bowls at Lucas Oil.
Right.
I had a chance to go to one of them, but I couldn't.
Minnesota's held a Super Bowl, for crying out loud.
Like, who is
one at the Metrodome and one at US Bank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, St. Louis had a Super Bowl, for crying out loud.
Again, who is going to
Atlanta, Georgia had a Super Bowl, and they're trying to get one for Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
It's warmer down there. Who's going to make a trip to Chicago to contend with negative 16-degree wind chill to watch a Super Bowl? Unless your team's in it, you ain't going. And even if your team is in it, you still ain't going. You'll watch it from home.
Stream that stuff on Peacock.
Yes.
But the diehards will be diehards, and
of course they will.
Yippee-ki-yay, all that great crap.
Blank.
I have a friend of mine who does reactions, and he watched the Jets versus Niners game, and he said, "Oh look, the 49er tryhards are here."
Yep.
The 49ers got the
which stream was that? I'll go to one.
Is it Jakey Rondo? I think it's Janky Rondo. I'll find it and send it to you.
Find it and send it to me. I'll go give him a subscribe and a like. Because now I want to see it. Now I want to see it. There are so many channels out there that do reactions to games. I was tempted to go that way, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And why I was tempted, I know it's very, very popular. No, it's popular, but I can't do it.
No,
I simply can't do it.
No, that's just the broadcaster.
It is. If I wasn't a broadcaster, I'd do the reacts with no problem. Me, being in this game for 29 years,
we got to do it. We got to do it this way.
Yep. As I said, we react on the air.
Yep.
Right.
Oh God, we're gonna be reacting on the 1st of December way too much. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
That game right there. That day right there. That day.
Yep.
And
Good.
we still got details to iron out about special reasons behind it too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because there's going to be a charity donation.
Yep.
Part of the money will go to us so we can help our families, and part will go to a charity foundation. And I can tell you right now, it'll be a cancer research foundation.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a cancer research foundation.
Yep.
It'll be a cancer research foundation. That'll get a big donation from us here at Snowman in the Morning and Snowman Multimedia.
Mm-hmm.
Because being in that community now, after having gone through the fight and surviving,
you now have a new appreciation, new respect for the people that are in there.
I very much do. I saw with my dad, but still was like really, really ignorant to what he was going through.
Right.
And then it kicked me in the ass. Fortunately, we kicked him out.
Yeah.
Get out and don't come back.
And keep it separated.
February 15th, I have been in remission.
And you kept it separated. Good.
I kept it separated, dang it. I kept it separated.
Fuck.
Hey, yo, Cancer, you took a big fat...
Oh, wait a minute.
Speaking of that, news was announced earlier over the weekend about one of the greatest all-time third basemen currently suffering from prostate cancer, being Wade Boggs.
Oh, now Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs.
Number 26, Wade Boggs.
Mm-hmm.
He played the hell out of third base, didn't he? He's a Hall of Famer, isn't he?
I believe so, yes.
Somebody in the chat confirmed that. I say Wade Boggs is a Hall of Famer. Somebody confirm that in the chat for us. Let's do some live research, shall we?
Okay.
Let's find out. And the answer is yes. He is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's the other person that we had the joke on, which was Call of Duty Murray. We're losing his first game already.
Oh, dear God. Not him. Not Call of Duty.
Getting cooked by Buffalo. How get cooked by Buffalo?
Well, Buffalo, 1, has a good defense, and 2, this is Kyler Murray we're talking about. This is Call of Duty Murray we're talking about, who sucks.
21 of 31, 162, 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Bingo. But back to Caleb Williams. He looks so scared in the pocket, it's not even funny.
Would you be? What pocket is there in Chicago?
There ain't none.
Exactly my point.
There ain't none.
The only pocket Chicago has is on their uniforms.
And even those get picked.
Yep. They get picked and they get torn to shreds.
Like that pocket is atrocious. I wouldn't suggest being back there either.
You're not wrong.
I'm not even gonna try it.
Those mannequins in there can't stop a stiff breeze. They get knocked over immediately.
A stiff breeze.
Ridiculous.
He said a stiff breeze.
Yep.
He said a stiff breeze.
The O-line
True as you are.
The O-line of the Bears has not been good since Olin Cruz retired.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Agreed. Because the center before him, you should know this, Victor, was a fellow named Jay Hilgenberg.
Yeah, I remember Jay.
Jay Hilgenberg. Oh, goodness.
I mean, there's been no fullback since Brock Forsey to really speak of for the Bears.
They've had a good fullback since Matt Suey.
Matt Suey is also a good one, but I like Brock Forsey as well. I think he actually had that downhill running ability that he can get through the line. he could bulldoze a line into the goal line, into the end zone. Haven't seen that in a while.
I had a chance to meet Matsui.
But no, it's the show of Caleb Williams and DJ
Moore.
Hope you Bear fans enjoy it.
Again, you risk your entire future. You have now mortgaged and now risked your entire future for DJ Moore.
Why, I do not know.
Let's say it again. You have not only mortgaged your entire future, but you also risked it with this extension for DJ Moore.
I really question what they saw. Like, I really want to know what
They ain't seen a damn thing.
What did they see to not only think that he got a steal? Because when I first heard about this trade of DJ Moore to the Bears, the first thing I heard was, oh my God, Carolina got finessed. They got finessed.
Yeah, I heard that.
They got finessed. The Bears finessed them and got DJ Moore. I'm like, DJ Moore?
Who the hell is DJ Moore?
Right. Who's DJ Moore? And then I saw it. I'm like, that's it? Like,
that's the question.
Where's the finesse from? Because it's like, again,
who the hell is DJ Moore? That's what Bear fans should be asking right now. Who in the vital blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell is DJ Moore?
5 receptions, 36 yards, 1 rush, 14 yards yesterday.
They're trying to turn.
If
this makes me angry to say this. They're trying to turn DJ Moore into Deebo Samuel.
I'll put it this way. If DJ Moore was really who we all thought he was, right? He should have at least come away with 12 catches, 180 to 200 yards, and at least 4 touchdowns against a Tennessee Titans secondary. That should have been his stat line.
And yet again, they couldn't even crack 100 yards passing.
Now we can get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger.
Bigger.
Yes, bigger. Dream big, do bigger. We hope you all are too. So long, everybody.